So the time you guys are seeing this, I might have probably been late with my video. I haven't been able to go and get footage because life happens, but I must say that that Guyanese saying, God doesn't come but he sends. He truly does send. And I've been so fortunate to receive a gift from one of my subscribers. Somebody has sent me a stabilizer, and I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. And I must say thank you to those people. I don't want to call their names on the internet, but thank you so much. I am very appreciative of my gift, and I'm going to put it to the best use possible in highlighting Guyana. So here's what it looks like, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. You guys have no idea how blessed I am to have received this stabilizer. I mean, I'm not poor or anything like that, but then it's a blessing to receive stuff from anyone. And hey, I'm not gonna be ashamed if I need something and there are people out there that are willing to help me to get those things to make my channel better. I'm gonna ask for it, right? Because people need people, and this is such a nice gift, a nice start. Well, I have a ring light, and I have lavalier microphone, and I have a tripod, but that is for indoor filming, and my channel right now is basically thriving on outdoor filming. So this bad boy right here is a welcome gift. So I'm gonna show you guys what's inside. So let's see what is inside. So this is what's inside of the box. It feels so good to be filming on indoor with my ring lights and anyway, you get the picture. So this is what is inside. I'm so excited. I feel like a child at Christmas. So I'm thinking that this is some kind of strap or something to put on the stabilizer. And this is, I guess, the attachment for the back, and then the instructions are inside here. Some kind of fitting, and you get the gist of it. So when I'm finished, it's supposed to look like this. So I'll work on setting that out. Once again, I'd like to say thank you to the person that, or the people that gifted me this. I feel so special, and I'm going to put it to good use. Thank you, and once again, enjoy today's video. So gems, we're gonna be switching it up today. While you look at the scenes of different parts of Georgetown, I'm going to be introducing you, if you're not Guyanese, to some of Guyanese folklore in the form of poetry and stories, and for you who are Guyanese, some favorites from Guyana. So we'll begin with Old Hike by MacLeod. You think I like all this stupidness, gallivanting all night without skin, burning myself out like in fire, to frighten the foolish? And for what? A few drops of baby blood? You think I wouldn't rather take my blood seasoned in fat black pudding like everyone else? And don't even talk about the pain of salt and having to bend these old bones down to count 1,000 grains of rice. If only babies didn't smell so nice. And if I could only stop hearing the soft, soft call of that pure blood running in new veins, singing the sweet song of life, tempting an old dry-up woman who been holding her final note for years, afraid of dying the hum. Then again, if I didn't fly and come to that fresh pulse in the middle of the night, how would you, mother, name your ancient dread? And who to blame for the murder inside your head? Believe me, as long as it have women giving birth, a poor old high like me can never dead. Alright, we cooking with gas. Now we move on to a situation with Mr. Balgobin. And the story is about knowing the difference between complete and finish. Here the story go. No dictionary has ever been able to satisfactorily define the difference between complete and finish. However, during a recent linguistic conference attended by some of the best linguists in the world, Mr. Samsundar Balgobin, a Guyanese linguist, was a presenter when he was asked to make the very distinction. The question put to him by a colleague in the audience was this: some say there is no difference between complete and finish. Please explain, Mr. Balgobin, the difference in a way that is easy to understand. Mr. Balgobin's response: well, when you marry the right woman, you are complete. If you marry the wrong woman, you are finished. And if you marry the right one catches you with the wrong one, you are completely finished. Alright, now we're gonna talk about the man named Anansi. This story is about Anansi and the dispersal of wisdom. And here the story goes. The most important story perhaps is Anansi's dispersal of wisdom. While Anansi was already very clever, he had the idea to hoard all the world's wisdom in a large pot and keep it in a safe place. Even though the pot had been sealed, Anansi still worried that it wasn't secure enough. So one day, he took the pot in a secret to a thorny tree with the intention of hiding the pot among the tallest branches. The pot was too big for Anansi to carry in his arms, so he tied it in front of him and proceeded to climb. Like this, the pot was in the way, and Anansi kept sliding down the tree, growing more and more frustrated with each failed attempt. Now, on that particular day, Anansi's young son, Nekuma, had followed the spider god to the tree. Unbeknownst to his father, he watched as Anansi struggled to climb up this tree and couldn't help but laugh. Haha! Why don't you tie the pot to your back? Nekuma suggested. Then you'll be able to grip the tree. Anansi was so annoyed by his own failure and the realization that his child was right that he accidentally dropped the pot, spilling the wisdom everywhere. At that very moment, a storm picked up and washed the wisdom into the river. The river took the wisdom out to the sea, where it was spread all over the world. So that there is now a little for everyone. While Anansi chased his son home in the rain, he was reconciled to the loss of wisdom, saying, "What is the use of all that wisdom if a young child still needs to put you to right?" Ah, boy. Alright, so let me catch up with Balgobin now. So Balgobin in class with the teacher. This is the conversation. The teacher says, "Balgobin, why are you late?" Balgobin responds, "Because of the sign." "What sign?" "The one that says, 'School ahead, go slow.'" "Balgobin, boy, you disgusting. Why are you doing your math sums on the floor?" "Miss, you told me to do it without using tables." Balgobin, me know what I can do with you, boy. "Balgobin, how you just spell crocodile?" Krokodai. Miss. "No, Balgobin, this is wrong." "Miss, maybe it's wrong, but you asked me how I spell it." "Little boy, what is the chemical formula for water?" "Miss, HIJKLMNO." "What are you talking about, Balgobin?" "Yesterday you said it's H to O, miss." "Balgobin, go to the map and find North America." Miss, here it is. Correct. Now, class, who discovered America? And the class said, Balgobin. So now we move on to poetry by David Dabedine. And this one is Guyana Pastoral. Under the tambourine tree, where the moon a glow, long, 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 she lay long, long. She cried, but the wind a blow. And them rang and strong, and them walk and them broke till falcock crow. Who see, who hear when she belly bust, when she mouth splash blood? Only the jumbie umbrella that poke up a white eye from the mud. Under the tambourine tree, where the sun not shine, them take up spade, them dig deep hole, them hide she from the mine. She proper look bush. How he hack, how he holler. She mama call priest, kill calf, pray Krishna, Christ, Allah. 9 months since them search and them shout. East, west, north, south. Who know where she last? Who know where for find? Only the kush ants that lay them white egg in she mouth. Alright, so the next one named Brown Skin Girl. Guan America, brown skin girl. Meet white man, Yugoland. Talk proper, dress, drive car. Hold knife and fork in your hand. The mud and the cane field and the canal gone. And me with rice bowl drinking mar. Me with rice bowl thinking far. Guan America, brown skin girl. Make money, make picnic, move smooth, stand tall. Cockroach, cricket, mosquito, nadere. For broke your life, for make you crawl, and me with fishnet waiting tight. Dreams like bleeding deep inside. Alright, make I read one from Sensi Bill and Stupidi Bill. Now one day while Sensi Bill and Stupidi Bill were walking down the street, them smelled the scent of the cakes and pastries at Miss Rose's shop. Sensi Bill now told Stupidi Bill to break in the shop and steal the pastries and cakes. He advised Stupidi Bill to holler like a cat. Meow! If he hears Miss Rose coming. Sensi Bill then left for work. Now Stupidi Bill break in the shop and was filling a bag with all them delicious cakes and bread and thing. When he hear Miss Rose footsteps coming, click clack, click clack. Now Stupidi Bill remember what Sensi Bill told him, and as Mistress Rose was approaching, Sensi Bill began chanting, "Howl like a cat, howl like a cat, howl like a cat." Now we're gonna move on to the story of why Anansi has 18 legs. Now once upon a time, a long, very long time ago, there lived a spider who them called Anansi. Now Anansi's wife was a very good cook. She can cook anything. But always Anansi loved to taste the food that others in the village made for themselves and their families. He liked eating neighbor food. One day, he stopped by Rabbit's house. Rabbit was his best friend, his good friend. Them two good. "There are greens in your pot," Anansi said. Anansi loved greens. "They are not quite done," said Rabbit, "but they will be soon. Stay and eat with me." "I would love to, Rabbit, but I have some things to do," Anansi said hurriedly. If he waited at Rabbit's house, Rabbit would certainly give him jobs to do. "I know," said Anansi. "I'll spin a web. I'll tie one end around my leg and one end to your pot. When the greens are done, tug on the web and I'll come running." Rabbit thought that was a great idea, and so it was done. I smell beans, Anansi sniffed excitedly as he ambled along. Delicious beans cooking in a pot. Come eat our beans with us, cried the monkeys. They are almost done. I would love to father monkey, said Anansi. And again, Anansi suggested he spin a web, with one end tied around his leg and one tied to the big bean pot. Now Father Monkey thought that was a great idea. All his children thought so too, and so it was done. I smell sweet potatoes, Anansi sniffled happily as he ambled along. Sweet potatoes and honey, I do believe. Anansi called his friend Hog. My pot is so full of sweet potatoes and honey. Anansi, come share my food with me. I would love to, said Anansi. And again Anansi suggested he spin a web, with one end tied around his leg and one end tied to the sweet potato pot. His friend Hog thought that was a great idea again, and so it was done. By the time Anansi arrived at the river, he had one web tied to each of his 8 legs. This was a wonderful idea, Anansi told himself proudly. I wonder whose pot will be ready first. Just then, Anansi felt a tug at his leg. Ah, said Anansi. That is the web string tied to rabbit's greens. He felt another and another. Anansi was pulled 3 ways at once. Oh dear, said Anansi, as he felt the 4th web string pull. Just then he felt the 5th web string pull, and the 6th and the 7th and the 8th. Anansi was pulled his way and that way as everyone pulled on the web strings at once. Anansi rolled and tugged himself in the river. When all the webs was washed away, Anansi pulled himself painfully up shore. Oh my God, oh my, sighed Anansi. Perhaps that was not such a good idea after all. To this day, Anansi the spider has 8 very thin legs, and he never got any food that day at all. We're gonna finish off with some Balgobin sing. Now Balgobin Singh, a Guyanese by birth, somehow managed to migrate to the US. He got used to the American lifestyle, and soon Balgobin found himself dozing off at the beach on an American-style beach chair. As he lay with his sunglasses and his hand behind his head, looking up at the sky, a white man passed by and gestured with a smile. "You're relaxing, sir." Balgobin turned and said, looking a bit startled and confused, jumped up and declared, "No, sir, I'm Balgobin Singh." Now that was all for today, and I do hope that you enjoy my little presentation on Guyanese folklore, poetry, stories, and jokes. Thank you for supporting the guyanesegem, and I do hope that you continue to subscribe, like, watch, comment, and share my posts. Please remember to put on your notification bell so that you will be notified every time that I post to my channel. And Guyanese gems out there, thank you for supporting me. Bye.